Hello, everybody, and welcome to It Is All a Work. We are 1 week, as a matter of fact, 6 days away from WrestleMania 40. It's going to be a good one. Regardless of what wrestling you watch, regardless of if you hate WWE as a company, the wrestlers themselves are going to put on a fantastic show, and you are robbing yourself of an amazing experience if you do not watch it, in my opinion.
That's facts. That is whole hard facts.
Just to give you all a update, obviously Dreschen is not here. He had to be somewhere else tonight. We're working on being more consistent, but life just gets in the way sometimes, and it happens. But I can say, at least right now, we will all three be there for all 4 nights that we will be streaming in a row. We'll get to that later. We'll be posting about it on the Facebook.
4 nights.
4 nights in a row, baby. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
No, I'm taking naps.
Here we go. If I sound a little bit different tonight, I want to go ahead and set the expectations. I'm feeling under the weather. But we are committed to being here and bringing you the reviews and bringing you the news, even though there will not be news tonight unless G has anything.
Ain't no news for me.
But we're going to get into SmackDown, and we're going to knock this out. I'm excited, so let me open up my notes. Hopefully it might open up on the screen that we're recording from. If it does, just give me some grace or something. I don't know. Let's see. We are on this is episode 15, G.
Episode 15. Good golly G.
I was going to say, we've been doing this for 15 separate days, 15 separate episodes. And so I'm going to go ahead and open up that, and then I should have already had this open, but like I said, I'm sorry, y'all, under the weather. All right.
Hey, look, guys. Look, I need you to give us some grace. We're humans with full-time jobs, and we tired out here, all right? We tired, boss. I know I'm tired. We just had spring break at my job, and let me tell you.
The spring break comes for me tomorrow. Let's say.
Oh, T, I'm so sorry.
Yep.
Oh, man. Hey. I'm there with you, brother.
I say I pulled a 13-hour. No, it was even more than a 13. It was like an 18-hour day yesterday, which is probably why I ended up being sick.
That would explain a lot.
So, but my friends, enough of the sad story. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to put our Linktree link in here. Let's see, we're going to do https://linktr.ee, and then we're going to do / it's all a work. Yeah. Boom. So it's up there. Please follow us on all of our social medias. It'll be pinned up during the entire chat. And let's go ahead and get right into it. G, is that all right with you?
Let's do it.
Let's hit it. So, smack it down. One more SmackDown after this. We're going to start out with a brief recap of what happened on Monday between The Rock and Cody Rhodes. That's the big story right now. Obviously, The Rock going off script, so they showed a little bit of that. Rock can do whatever he wants now, man. We then see the blood. Then it's wild.
It is what it is. You saw the Instagram clip. I don't know if we posted about it on our Facebook, but on the Instagram clip, he legit he said when the cameras stopped rolling for Raw, he continued the assault. Like, he took the belt, hit him one more time. You can hear the Tom and Jerry cry from Cody because of that hit. It was crazy. He said, what did he say? He said, fuck your script, fuck your cameras. You think we're going to stop after we're off the air?
Yep.
No.
He said that his emotions don't just cut off this little piece of shit over here or whatever. It was wild.
It was wild. Some real life to it.
We then see the Bloodline minus Roman is in the building, and we see Bianca and Damage Control entering the building as well, and we're reminded of the match that we have later on tonight between Bianca and Dakota Kai. We're going to go again right into some action. 2 episodes in a row, Raw and SmackDown. I really like that. A little less talk and a lot more action. Randy Orton and Kevin Owens versus Pretty Deadly. So let's go ahead and get into it. KO starts out attacking Kai Wilson, ending his assault with a senton for a near fall and a tag to Orton, and Elton Prince gets his tag in. Randy Orton beats the hell out of Elton, and when Elton gets sent to the corner to the right of Pretty Deadly's corner, Kit runs over to Elton and tags Elton like he got a tag in, but obviously he let go of the tag rope, so just some kind of funny heel work going on there.
Very heel.
But this confusion led to Orton being on the outside and getting a back body drop onto the announcers tables as we went to the break. When we came back, we saw KO getting a hot tag, and Elton Prince ends up on the unfortunate end of that. Elton gets a beat down, and when he goes up for the swanton, Kit gets involved and distracts him, which gives Elton the wherewithal to be able to get the knees up on KO. Kit goes over to Orton and tries to pull him off the apron from behind for like an upper hand, but this fails immediately as Orton is just too smart at this point. And Orton takes him over to the announcer's table. He leads him over to the announcer's table and hits him with a back body drop of his own. Elton Prince comes over to even the odds, and they beat on Randy for a moment on the outside. Meanwhile, while this is going on, Logan Paul climbs out from under the ring and delivers a bionic punch to KO while he's wearing brass knuckles, and he slips back under the ring. Of course, the ref didn't see this because he was focused on Elton and Kit, and Elton rolls in and covers KO, and Pretty Deadly win via Logan Paul's bionic brass knuckle punch is why they won. After the match, Orton is obviously upset with KO because he doesn't know what happened, but when they show the Titantron footage of what happens, he comes to the realization that not only was it Logan Paul, but Logan Paul is still under the ring. KO and the fans direct Randy Orton where to go, and Randy Orton gets out of the ring on the correct side, which is the opposite of the hard-facing camera side, and he basically lifts up the apron to see Logan Paul laying on his back, which is just hilarious. So he pulls Logan Paul up, and they start to kind of go back and forth a little bit. Well, it's not even back and forth. Orton is just unloading on him.
He's unloading on him.
But then he goes to the announcer's table and sets up for what looks to be an RKO on the table, but Pretty Deadly comes out to help out their new supposed friend. At this point, though, KO had recovered, and when they put Orton back into the ring, Elton Prince receives a stunner for his troubles. Kit receives an RKO. At this point, Orton and KO are going to give chase to Logan Paul all the way out into the arena, into the back. And Logan will make his way to an old school Stingray Corvette, and he will speed off out of the arena. Now, people say that he stole it. He may have actually stolen it. I'm not sure. That could have also been his, and people were watching it. But either way, it was a good
segment. Yeah, but no, that car's nice. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Stingray is a beautiful car.
Yeah.
So it's a nice little modification of the Corvette, I guess, is what it is. I'm not really certain. I'm pretty sure Corvette makes the Stingray at least, but they look similar, obviously. So as far as rankings are concerned, I gave it a 6.5, Dresh gave it a 6, and Hanji, being very generous in my opinion, gave it a 7. The average for that match then was obviously a 6.5. Hanji, you graded it the highest. Let me know why you felt that was a good thing.
It's a KO and Randy Orton segment. They will never get below a 7 for me. Just those two in general. However, I will mention Pretty Deadly is given a strong showing in this match, which I'm like, I wasn't a fan of them, but now I'm like, damn, they're actually decent. As far as, their shtick. They're actually really decent wrestlers, so I like to see more from them.
Very true. Very true. Yeah, I gave it 6.5 because, again, KO and Orton's star power. Pretty Deadly did actually have a good match as well. I agree with everything you said. I just graded it 0.5 less, that's all. Oh, excuse me. All right, we're going to move on to our EO segment with Bayley. EO says that Bayley is a narcissist. Now, this is a vignette kind of thing where she's in the back. She's got a backdrop curtain. She's sitting on a stool. And it's kind of like an interview, but she's just talking crap. No one's actually, like, giving her, like, questions or whatever. So EO says that Bayley is a narcissist that latched on to damage control and says that we, the fans, are all hypocrites. Because we're now cheering for Bayley. She says that she made Bayley relevant, and that they felt obligated to keep her around, and that they outgrew her. She says that they did what needed to be done once they were done with using Bayley, and that Bayley is an embarrassment to WWE. After the backstage promo is done, the producers yell cut, and Bayley shows up and attacks EO, destroys the set, throwing the spotlights on EO, tearing down the backdrop. We did not rate this because it was quick, but I thought it was pretty good. I didn't think anything was wrong with it.
Oh, it was actually decent. Like, I love the fact that, you know, Bayley just kind of put foot in their ass, but yeah, it was a good segment altogether. EO's work on the mic wasn't bad. Yep. But yeah, all together, decent showing.
Absolutely. We're going to cut to Nick Aldis in the ring for the Jade Cargill segment, which we did rate. So Jade comes out to the ring with a new entrance and a new wardrobe. To me, it was very WCW 1990s kind of intro, in my opinion, which I thought was pretty cool. It was almost like Lex Luger meets old Bobby Lashley meets Chris Masters into one. Like, it was obviously done to show off her physique. It's a very slow, methodical entrance, and as you will see later tonight, she doesn't like hustle down to the ring even when people are in trouble. She has like a menacing approach to the ring.
Yeah.
So basically all that happens is she says that SmackDown has the best women's roster talent, but they aren't Jade Cargill. And she says that the storm is here. Pretty cool. That was pretty much it. As far as ratings were concerned, I gave it a 5. Dresh gave it a 5. Hanji gave it a 4.5. Now, I'm just going to, since I graded it highest, I'll say why. I gave it a 5 because I'm still waiting. Not good, not bad. It's a 5. Now, gee, interestingly enough, you said it was a little bit more bad than good. Can you unpack it for me?
It was boring. Like, the only part I liked was the entrance theme. The entrance itself sucked because it was like, all right, you gotta take your time down the ramp. I know you're strong, you got muscles, you're built like a brick house. I've seen you in AEW. I could care less. Do something different.
Ooh. All right.
Facts.
All right. Some tough words tonight from G. All right. Hey, you know what though? It's fair. I mean, we all want to see what she can do, and we see a little bit of what she can do at the end of the night. So we'll get into that.
Which is why that rating later is the rating I gave it.
Heard that. So the overall rating for that, since we did about the same, was like a 4.8. We're going to move on to our damage control segment. Kayla says that it's been a big night for the women's division, and Dakota Kai says, big night. All Jade did was stand there. Bayley's going to get embarrassed at WrestleMania next week. She says that the best part about SmackDown tonight is going to be when she beats Bianca Belair in the middle of the ring tonight. She says that Bianca likes to call herself the roughest, the toughest, but maybe if she was the smartest, she wouldn't have reinserted herself into Damage Control's business. Mic drop. Dakota has a point.
Yeah, she has a point. Yeah. Her mouth work is getting better. Holy shit.
It is. And again, she has a point. Bianca, I mean, I know it's all a part of the story and everything, But in the story, like a normal human being, like Bianca could have just been said, "This is not my business. I don't like Bailey," and walked out. Now she did have to help
you know
her.
My motto.
Right, and she did have to help her girl Naomi, so I get that too. But Bailey ain't come out at all to say anything since Bianca and her had that fallout. So Bailey hadn't come out to help. Bailey wasn't hurt on Friday. She could have come out to help. Then she didn't. Now I understand that why she didn't, because you got Jade Cargill, right? But they could have had Bailey come out to help, and Bailey gets beaten down a little bit, and then Jade Cargill comes out and still does the same thing.
Well, going into a championship match, if you're gonna build Bailey to be a strong showing as a champion, you don't want Jade Cargill to come in and kind of steal the spotlight. So I will agree with them why they did it like this. At the same time, you know what? It actually makes sense that Bailey hasn't come out, because if Bailey and Bianca have such a disagreement, why would she want to come out and help? I know Naomi's her girl, but
only because she's a face. That's the only reason.
That's fair.
Outside of that, there's nothing. So I mean, that actually is more to your point than anything. She's got kind of a rivalry going on with her, so I get that. So we're gonna cut now to Nick Aldis, and we see Isla Dawn and Alba Fire trying to talk to him about their entrance and, like, I guess pitch ideas to them, which is exciting, to be honest, to see them doing something. I mean, it was stupid, but at least they're doing something, and that makes me happy because I want to see them go.
Yeah, let's get them some TV time. I just hope, they're talking about their interests and stuff. I hope they actually put that into a real performance, real action, not just kids.
You mean like giving them a new entrance?
Yeah, why not?
That's fair. I wouldn't be mad about it, to be honest.
Reinvent them.
They end up walking away, and Nick Aldis confronts. Nick Aldis walks into AJ Styles, who confronts him and asks if LA Knight is going to be there tonight. Nick repeats himself and says, "I asked him not to be here." And a pissed off AJ says, "You should have told him," and walks away. So AJ really doing the heel work thing. It's gonna be funny when he loses at Mania. Anyway, Street Profits versus Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. During the entrance of the Street Profits, we see the Judgment Day scouting the competition. We're going to start out with Montez and Grayson and Austin. What the hell? We're going to start out with Montez and Grayson. Sorry, commas. And Austin and Grayson use heel tactics to gain the early advantage, and we see Austin get a tag in, and they attempt to do a double suplex. But Montez flips out of it and gets a tag to Dawkins. Grayson hits a great punch on Montez and sends him to the outside. But when he goes to capitalize, Dawkins comes out of nowhere and hits him over the announcer's table with a shoulder tackle as we go to commercial break. We come back to a hot tag to Montez, and he goes crazy on Austin Theory and Grayson, utilizing quick high-flying moves. He puts an exclamation on it with a back body drop to a standing moonsault, but only gets a near fall. Dawkins gets the tag in and they hit the blockbuster, but Grayson comes in and breaks the pin up, and sends Ford to the outside. Dawkins gets up and throws out Grayson and gets the upper hand on Austin. Gets the tag to Montez Ford, and Montez Ford goes for his frog splash, but Karrion and Scarlett show up on the Titantron and shows that they've taken out Bobby and B-Fab. This causes Dawkins to walk towards the back, and Montez Ford goes for his frog splash to attempt to stay focused on the task at hand, but Austin gets the knees up and turns that into the pin. Austin and Grayson win via reversal of the frog splash. After the match, the Street Profits look perplexed and pissed, and AOP comes out, dismantles what's left of the Street Profits, Bobby comes out to try to help, but he was obviously already injured in the back, and he ultimately receives another beatdown from Karrion in AOP. Karrion says, "Now no one goes to WrestleMania. You failed them, and you failed yourself." Decent match for what it was. We actually all rated it as a 6.
Yeah, it was a good match. Nothing more, nothing less.
Right. So, okay. All right, wrestling fans, I'm gonna call an audible here. Instead of going play by play like I normally do, I'm gonna talk a little bit about the beginning. I'm gonna do the end of the match. Whatever my condition is worsening, so I'm just going to get through the notes. We're gonna end this one early. I do apologize, but you know, it's better for me to take care of myself now than not take care of myself and then not be good for WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. We gotta be ready for WrestleMania. So let's knock it out, boss.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and knock this out. So we're gonna do a trailer for LWF and LWO, which is gonna take us into our LWF and LWO segment. The cliff notes on this basically is gonna be that Dragon Lee is gonna be the new member of the LWO, in that Rey Mysterio and Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee are gonna be going against Legado del Fantasma and Santos Escobar. And Dominic Mysterio. Should be a good match, only because for me, I love Dragon Lee, you know?
Yeah, Dragon Lee's a beast.
Yeah.
It'll be a good showing for Dominic too, you know, another father versus son match, so.
Yep. And obviously I love Rey Mysterio. I think Dom does well. I actually, out of all of them, I like Santos the least.
Yeah. Say he wasn't mentioned.
So obviously this is going to break down to a fight, by the way. You got Zelina Vega. She gets tapped on the head by Elektra Lopez, and they just break out into a fight after that. Zelina isn't going to take that. Slaps her, and they just break down into chaos. Dragon Lee gets the last word by doing a dive off the very top rope, a front flip dive off the very top rope onto everybody. Very awesome, very hardcore. Again, love Dragon Lee.
Yeah, beast.
We're gonna fade now into Bianca getting ready for her match, and Naomi's gonna come up and say if Damage Control gets involved, she'll be there to help. They also have like a girl hype moment, and
that was the hoodest girl hype moment I've ever seen. If I ain't never seen a girl hood hype moment.
Well, I'm not gonna comment on all that, but I will say that it was fucking.
It was hood as hell.
It was weird that she had EST in the back of her head.
For a lot of non-ethnic people, I was expecting people to understand what they were talking about. You know, this and that, going back and forth. We got this, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. We know, but
heard that. Okay.
It was fun.
We're gonna go to commercial after that. We come back. We see Damage Control in the back, and they're confronting Dom about what happened. Apparently Dom didn't tell anybody he was going out there. He just called an audible himself, and he went out there and said, you know what, I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and I want to make mommy proud. I want to make the Judgment Day proud. And it didn't work out. So he says he needs a doctor, though, so him and JD walk off to go to find the medical facility inside the arena. And Priest says that WrestleMania isn't only important for them as a group, but individually as well. Rhea gets in Priest's face, not like really, but a little bit, and she says, is there something that you need to tell me? Finn breaks it up and says the only thing that needs to be said is that WrestleMania belongs to the Judgment Day. Obviously they're teasing a Money in the Bank cash-in.
Yeah, Damien's leaving.
Well,
Damien going to
yeah, I think Damien's going to get kicked out, and I think that I said this last week too. I think that what's his name is going to take over, Andrade.
Good Lord, that'd be a horrible replacement, but if it works, it works. But I don't see it.
But I think what's going to happen is they're going to lose the tag titles, and then Damien cashes in, but he loses. And then that starts the breakup. I mean, because if Damien wins and he's right, how do you break up the Judgment Day at that point?
Well, it depends on what they want to do with Damien. If you want to make him look strong like they've been doing. You just have them win and be like, you know what? Nobody else has gold in here except Rhea, but those two aren't getting along.
Yeah.
I'm leaving. I'm doing this thing. I can do this by myself. He's been kind of looking that way anyway, so.
True.
Because I want you to think, like, who would be the main person to get kicked out of Judgment Day? Who should be the main person to get kicked out? JD McDonough.
It should be JD. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but they're not gonna kick him out. So I think Damien's just leaving, doing his own thing.
Fair enough. So New Catch Republic versus Legado del Fantasma. Now, we talked about the beatdown that happened in the ring. There was no match in between this. So Angel and Berto they were just there after the beatdown. And New Catch Republic came out, and you know what? I will say this: Angel and Berto put on actually a really good showing. They're not as good as New Catch Republic, in my opinion.
Not even.
But they have some decent moves. Obviously, New Catch Republic is going to end up going over via the Birmingham. They win. And, you know, I put in here a special note to the quickness and uniqueness of Angel Berto in their double military slam from the top rope, because I really like that move. But this means that your six-pack match is officially going to be Waller in Theory versus Awesome Truth versus Judgment Day versus DIY versus the New Day versus the New Catch Republic. 6. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Should be a good match. I have my picks for WrestleMania. I've already written them down, but we'll get into that on Friday's show.
Yep.
After this, we get a trailer showing the entirety of the story now. What happened Monday involving The Rock and Cody, which fades into Paul Heyman saying that everything that happened on Raw was because of the Tribal Chief, by orders of the Tribal Chief. Jimmy says that by orders of the Tribal Chief, Jay doesn't make it to Mania and will be Little Brother versus Little Big Brother. So Solo finally gets to talk for the first time, and all he really has to say is by orders of the Tribal Chief. He says they'll see him next week, but he's going to miss him, but he has to be taken out by orders of the Tribal Chief. So it'll be nice to see Solo in action on live TV. He's been in action on
like house shows and what. Yeah, house shows and that. I think he's been on WWE event or Superstar.
Right.
I think he's been on there.
Yeah, I think he's been on Main Event. Anything that was remotely televised, he has won. So, but anyway, so we're gonna get into our AJ Styles. Did we go over the? Yeah, we'll post the ratings on Facebook.
Yeah.
AJ Styles and LA Knight segment. AJ Styles. AJ says that it's the fans' fault for LA Knight coming to his house. He keeps trying to get LA Knight to come out. You know, LA Knight's music kind of... does his music hit? No, his music never hits.
Not yet, no.
But he gets people to come out, or he keeps trying to get them to come out, and then finally they do like a false fan coming out, and with like a mask on or whatever, and AJ says, "Get him out of here. Are we done playing games? I'm done with this." You know, LA Knight is then magically standing by the announcer's table and just starts off full-on assault, attacking him, which is pretty good.
It was good.
So AJ did see him in the Titantron before the thing happened, which I thought was really good.
He's out here playing Where's Waldo and shit.
So he beats down Styles for a little bit, goes out of the ring, gets a chair, gets back in the ring. AJ Styles wisely runs out and goes over the barricade. Knight gives chase until he goes over the barricade, and then he grabs the mic and he says, at WrestleMania, AJ Styles is going to find out whose game this is, with everybody saying, LA Knight, you damn right. Yeah. We then get a Tiffy Time trailer. It's pretty hot. Quote Paris Hilton.
Of course it is. Like I said, the man has a type. But yeah, it was the showing.
Yeah, she's going full Paris Hilton now, so that's going to be her kind of angle. Whatever, it's fine.
Diva, like straight diva,
like actual
but
diva.
athletic.
Yeah, athletic diva, which I like. You know, I think that she'll be a champion one day. I don't know when, but one day. We're not going to go into Bianca Belair versus Dakota Kai. They definitely start out grudge match style. They're reversing each other a lot. You know, Bianca gets a what is it? Before the commercial break, the most notable thing in the very beginning was the adaptation of the Three Amigos from Bianca on Dakota, but then Dakota reverses that and she ends up on the apron and ends up landing like a really good knee to Bianca before we go to the commercial. That was really good. We then come back though. Dakota's pinning Bianca, pulling her up from a headlock. Bianca ends up regaining control, utilizing her suplex power to get that control and maintain it. Works Dakota in the corner for an 11 count punch. Dakota tries to come back. Belair's firmly in control though, and gets in a lot of good offense until Dakota grabs her hair for a brief glimmer of hope. But again, Bianca just too good and takes control again. They work back and forth until they get to trading right hands, and they end up working to the corner where Dakota reverses a KOD attempt, which puts her on the apron again, where she goes for that same knee, but now Bianca's wise to it and she misses, and the ST capitalizes with a superplex from the top rope. It's important that Dakota, it's important to note that Dakota hit her injured knee, her previously injured knee. They both slowly get up because the superplex is devastating. So they both slowly get up, and Bianca hits one hell of a spear, and then she hits the KOD for the 1-2-3, and obviously Bianca's going to win via the KOD. Now that match was all well and good. It was a good match. But after the match, it got interesting. So the Kabuki Warriors come out to beat down Bianca, and Naomi comes out to even the odds. But the odds aren't really even. Numbers game catches up to them. And Jade's music actually hits. And she comes down in a different outfit, by the way. She decided she was going to change.
Mid-show.
She takes her time getting to the ring. But once she gets in the ring, Asuka gets a bro kick. Dakota gets a pop-up powerbomb with no momentum.
None.
Jade, Dakota hopped a little bit, obviously, but Jade just manhandled her up.
And straight power.
Kairi Sane gets a glam slam, and Jade decides to just pin her and lean back and lick her fingers or something. And let the fans count the pin. She basically said, Kairi can eat my ass. F damage control.
Yep. Basically.
So, overall, IMO, in my opinion, thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
We said that anything that gets over a 5 is good. This SmackDown was not better than Raw, in my opinion.
No.
I think most people would share that opinion, to be honest. Everything feels a little bit more lackluster than Raw right now. Even with The Rock and Cody and Roman being on SmackDown, Raw still feels like the place to be. You know what I mean? So
it's weird. Yeah.
This is very interesting. We were pretty much, and we're going to post these on Facebook, but we were very much in agreement with our ratings. Our overall feel 7.5 was mine, 6.0 was Dresch's, Handy's was 7, and then when you averaged everything out, I did 6.7, Dresch got a 6.2, Angie did 6.8. That's an overall rating of 6.6. We pretty much agreed, more or less. Dresch was not high on the show, which there's nothing wrong with that.
It wasn't spectacular. It was just a decent show,
right? And these are very subjective, these ratings. So, but it is what it is. I was thinking that we might go down to doing out of 5 because it's the same thing, really.
Yeah.
And I was thinking we might do it out of 5. That way we don't have to think as much. It's like, oh, that was a 3. All right, cool, that was a 4. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it makes it easy.
Yeah. So, all right. As far as next week is concerned, like I said, and I see that we have 2 viewers now. We're ending this one early because I'm under the weather, and I can't. I tried to do it. I tried to do the play-by-play like I normally do, and I'm just not in a good way. So we got through the show because, again, we are committed to bringing you the reviews. I do apologize that I'm not able to get all the way through. My breathing is slightly affected. I hope I do not have COVID.
Man, I will say you did a good job getting through that, man.
I appreciate it, man. But either way, next Thursday we review Raw. Next Friday, and that's normal. That's normal time. Next Friday, after the Hall of Fame, as soon as the Hall of Fame ends, we will be reviewing SmackDown. And we will be giving our predictions. It might be a long show. I might just do winners, losers, and announcements for SmackDown, and then like do predictions where we think it's going to go. That might be a long show. It will be on YouTube. I'll clip it if I have to clip it. We'll put it on Twitch as well. I understand that not a lot of people can stay awake. Saturday, right after the show, right after WrestleMania Night 1, we are going to be reviewing
Young.
And then Sunday, right after the show. You know what? We might rethink this actually. But right now, because we already got 2 people, so we'll rethink it. But Sunday, right now, the plan is Sunday right after the show. We're gonna review, and then we're back to normal schedule. So 4 days of wrestling. 3 days of wrestling, 4 nights of streaming because we're going to be reviewing Raw on Thursday. I appreciate you guys sticking with us, and again, I apologize I'm not able to give the hard-hitting stuff that I normally do. I will be back in full effect come hell or high water on Thursday. And even if it is COVID, I'll do some coke. I don't care. Whatever.
Ooh.
I'm kidding. I don't
Relax.
do coke. Coke would kill me.
Relax.
But I say, G knows for a fact that my body can't handle no damn coke.
Yeah.
But anyway, it has been a pleasure. You will see me, Dresh, and Hanji on Thursday. Y'all have a fantastic night. And again, we'll see you Thursday. Get home safe. Have a good night.
Be out.